Welcome to Mr. Disturbing. Tonight, we're plunging into the dark heart of the Appalachians with some truly unsettling true horror stories. That'll keep you up all night. If you're brave enough, smash that like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next descent into fear. My name is Jesse. I'm 27 years old, and I live in a small town tucked deep within the Appalachian Mountains of Virginia. I work as a wildlife photographer, spending long hours alone in the forest, chasing elusive animals and capturing their moments. I've always loved the quiet of the woods, the feeling of being surrounded by something ancient. But one trip changed everything. It was late October. The air was crisp and heavy with fog. I was deep into a new section of forest called Hollow Ridge. Locals warned me to stay away, said people had disappeared there before. I laughed it off. I had never believed in those stories. But Hollow Ridge was different. As I set up my camera near an old, forgotten trail, I noticed something strange. Dead birds hanging from branches. Not torn, not eaten, just hanging. I felt a chill. Then I saw tracks, large, humanoid, but twisted, like they belonged to something not human. As night fell, the fog thickened until it swallowed the world. Then I heard it, whispers, at first faint, then growing louder, circling me. I tried to leave, but the trail vanished. The forest twisted around me, paths shifting like a maze. Then I saw eyes, hundreds of them, glowing red in the fog. They watched me. I tried to run, but my legs betrayed me. From the shadows, figures emerged, tall, thin, with elongated limbs and faces blurred like smoke. I thought I was dreaming, or losing my mind, but I wasn't. They moved closer, silent but terrifying. The last thing I saw was their eyes burning into mine. I woke up hours later, alone, deep in the forest. My camera was gone, my gear scattered. The fog had lifted. I found my way back, but the experience haunted me. Days later, I heard about other disappearances near Hollow Ridge. Missing hikers, vanished hunters. I realized this wasn't random. Something lived there. Something ancient and angry. I tried to tell others, but few believed me. Hollow Ridge holds secrets, dark secrets. I still hear whispers on the wind. Sometimes, when the fog rolls in thick, I see glowing eyes watching from the trees. And I wonder, how many have they already claimed? How many will be next? The Appalachian Mountains are beautiful, but some places hide horrors beyond understanding. Hollow Ridge is one of them, and it's waiting for me. The nights after Hollow Ridge swallowed me whole, I found myself trapped in a nightmare I couldn't escape. Every sound became a warning, every shadow a threat. At first I thought it was just my mind unraveling, stress, isolation. But then the real horrors began. One night, just as the fog rolled in thick and cold, I woke to the sound of scratching at my cabin door. Slow, methodical, like fingers clawing to get inside. I froze, heart pounding, unable to move. The scratching stopped. I dared not breathe. Then, a soft whisper came through the cracked window. My name. Not in any voice I recognized, but cold and hollow, echoing through the darkness. The next morning, I found strange symbols etched into the bark of trees surrounding my cabin. The markings pulsed faintly, almost alive. I couldn't understand them, but they filled me with dread. A week later, I discovered my camera, the one I thought I lost in Hollow Ridge, hidden under a pile of leaves, far from where I remembered dropping it. When I powered it on, the last images sent chills down my spine. Photos I never took, shadows moving in unnatural ways, faces twisted and blurred beyond recognition. One image showed a figure standing just behind me, eyes glowing in the dark. But I was alone when I took that shot. The plot twisted further when I learned the truth about Hollow Ridge. The missing hikers weren't victims of accidents. They vanished after venturing into a cavern beneath the forest. The locals whispered of the Maw, a natural sinkhole believed to be a gateway between worlds. Some who entered never returned. Others came back changed, silent, distant, their eyes empty. One night, I followed the whispers deep into the forest, to the entrance of the Maw. The air was thick, suffocating. I heard voices chanting in a language older than the mountains. The ground trembled beneath my feet. I saw figures emerging from the mist, pale, elongated, their faces masked in shadow. They moved toward me, slow and sure. I turned to run but stumbled and fell, the earth opening beneath me. I woke hours later at the edge of the forest, alone and shaken. The forest had claimed me. Since then, I live in fear. The whispers follow me everywhere. The shadows never leave. Some nights, I swear I see glowing eyes watching from the darkness, waiting for me to return. The Appalachian Mountains hide many secrets. Hollow Ridge is one of the darkest, and the question remains, how long before it calls me back again? The longer I stayed away from Hollow Ridge, the more I realized that some truths only lead to darker questions. I spent countless hours digging through archives, piecing together fragments of history and folklore that painted a chilling picture. The land where Hollow Ridge sits was once home to a small settlement that vanished overnight in the 1800s. Some say it was wiped out by disease. Others whisper about a curse that still lingers. The missing hikers, the dead animals, the glowing eyes, they were all threads of a tapestry woven centuries ago. The local legends spoke of the Veil, a thin boundary between our world and something else entirely. Like the urban legends of the Mothman or Skinwalkers, the Veil wasn't just a story, it was a warning. Those who crossed it risked being pulled into a realm where time twisted, and shadows hunted relentlessly. The symbols I found carved into the trees were ancient wards meant to keep the Veil closed, but over time, those protections weakened. Despite uncovering this, I couldn't find peace. The deeper I looked, the more the mysteries multiplied. The forest didn't just hide a creature or a spirit. It held an ancient secret, an entity that thrived on fear and the unknown. Much like the chilling tales from Point Pleasant or the black-eyed children that lurk in modern American lore, this place had its own dark legend, one that was far from over. Standing again at the edge of the fog-shrouded woods, I realized that some doors should never be opened. Some mysteries aren't meant to be solved, but respected. The Appalachian Mountains watch silently, waiting for the next curious soul to step too close. And so I leave you with this. When you hear the whispers in the wind, see the eyes glowing just beyond the tree line, or feel the cold brush of unseen fingers. Ask yourself this: are you ready to answer the call, or will you vanish like those before you, swallowed by the shadows of Hollow Ridge?